Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to Livestream Tuesday. It is that time again. Hello one and all, and hello to all of you early birds in the chat room tonight. Let me get you guys up on screen and let's see who is in the house. So, Orlando's in there, Stan, Lisa, Vince, Billy, Jennifer, Nora, David, Paula, Kevin, and Mary as well, and Maiden Fan 18A, whose pick we're going to be seeing a little bit later on because I've got that uploaded to the software because she was indeed a winner of a pick quite a while ago. So, we will be having a look at that a little bit later on with some other pictures. We have got a few that have been uploaded, so thank you guys for doing that, and thank you Vince and Carla for letting me know that they're pictures and also sending them to me. But let's get the names of my patrons up on screen as well because they make this all possible in the first place. You know who you are, and their names go across the bottom of the screen throughout this whole live stream. So you can look out for these wonderful people at the bottom of the screen. They do also pop up in the live chat room as well as the super chat window. So you'll be able to see them all over the place. And thank you guys for joining me over on Patreon and for giving me some videos to play and answering my request for requests. So we are going to be jumping into the super chat window straight away because it has changed a little bit. We've got some serious color going on. So this is something that's changed with YouTube, and it does make it a little bit easier for me to read on the left hand side because I have to look at a different screen. So that is all good, and even though it's small I can still just about make it all out. So we have the first donation from Orlando for $5. Thank you for that. And the message is, I am traveling back the New York City tonight. I will catch the replay. Enjoy the stream, everyone. Most important, spike the likes with lots of rock horns. So thank you for that, Orlando. And let's have a plug of the mug while we are spiking the likes, because that's what I always tend to do when Orlando is in there. And tonight I am pushing the boat out because I've gone for a straight up H2O without any orange squash. So we are getting healthy and all that kind of stuff a little bit late. I think lots of people start at the beginning of the year. It's taken me a few weeks to get into it, but let's go on a little bit of a health spree and see what happens. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Orlando. And Marilyn has donated at $5 as well. Thank you for that. The message is, hi Phil and everyone. I will be in the catch-up crew tonight, or I'll be in the catch-up crew. Have a great time with a heart. So, thank you for that, Marilyn, and for donating, even though you aren't watching live, but you will be here a little bit later on. So, hello when you're watching this a little bit later on. And Ginny has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that. The message is, hi to our friend and fellow winger, Lethea. Hope you are feeling better. Take care, Phil, and don't get sick. We need you and your smile. So thank you for that donation. And yes, get well soon, Lethea, as well. This is something that Ginny mentioned in a comment, I think on YouTube a few days ago as well. But thank you for that. And don't worry about me because I don't go out anywhere, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be okay in terms of the whole coronavirus thing, because you have to go outside and catch it from people, whereas I'm just staying inside. And I pretty much have been for about a year almost, because it was about March time last year where we first had the real spike in cases here, and we are currently on lockdown here in the UK, so it means that we can't go out anyway apart from buying essentials like food and water. So everyone should be locked down, even though you still see the stories on the news of like a rave that was going on with 400 people there and they're not wearing masks, and it's just insanity to be quite honest, that they just have no appreciation of what's going on or just following the guidelines. Or it's not even guidelines now. Here in the UK, it should be a lockdown. So the police are going out, and if you're found, then you will get fined. So hopefully things will improve very soon, because we've been in lockdown for a few weeks now, and we don't know when it's going to end, just when the cases start to reduce. But I think it's pretty much the same everywhere. we will just continue and see what happens. Hopefully it will improve. And let me see if I can find on the screen. I think to begin with, we're going to have a look at tonight's likes goal, which is 360, as you can see in the top of the screen there. And whenever I start the live stream, the likes that were on screen then disappear and shift for some reason. So let me see if I can get those back, because there we have it. It is 116 likes already. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up so early on, spiking those likes. And if you want to give it a thumbs up, then that would be great as you come through the door. We'll see if we can get anywhere near that target of 360. We did hit the target on Saturday, so thank you guys who attended then and hit that thumbs up, and we'll see if we can match Saturday with Tuesday night as well. It is always going to be a little bit more difficult because I know that people are working and Tuesday night isn't as free a time as a Saturday night, but we will see how we get on. So, just to have a quick heads up about the video that I released on Sunday, the interview with Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult. Make sure you check that out if you haven't already. So that is all up and going, which is great. And I got a message from Buck as well, just saying thanks for doing that. And this is something that I'm really looking forward to, hopefully at the end of this year. I think it was October, Buck said that Blue Oyster Cult are going to be coming over to the UK with Deep Purple. So that's going to be one hell of a gig. Really hoping that that can just stay going and stay scheduled and go ahead, because that would be great to see them live with Deep Purple as well. And if I do go down there with Buck, I'll try and get some videos and maybe more pictures, because I know that last time that I hung out with Buck when he was here in the UK, I didn't really get any pictures. I know that he uploaded a video to his Facebook page, I believe, but yeah, I didn't get much the last time, so I'll try and get more for you guys to then maybe show on a live stream as well. But that'd be really cool if that can happen in the future. Fingers crossed it will. So we are going to be jumping back into the super chat window, and I'm going to have to scroll down a little bit, so thank you guys for these donations. And I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. And Ginny donated $15 again. Thank you for this, Ginny. And the message was deleted, so unfortunately you can't see what that is, but thank you for the donation. And scrolling down, Nora has donated, oh, this is Rene who has donated $10. Thank you for that. The message is, so excited about tomorrow's live analysis on Prince's Super Bowl performance. And this is another thing that I haven't mentioned yet. Tomorrow night, as Renee has just mentioned, we're going to be having a look at Prince with that performance in the Purple Rain, because of the purple just in the whole stadium and the rain coming down and the safety hazards that were potentially gonna really come into play with all of that rain falling down. But we are going to be having a look at that tomorrow night, and it is one of those videos that has been requested a hell of a lot, multiple times, and it was requested quite early on, but maybe it gives you an appreciation of the amount of requests that I do get, that I'm only now getting to this because there are a lot of requests on my request list. So now we're going to be taking a look at Prince tomorrow night, and that's going to be the same time as this live stream, but tomorrow, so tune in for that. And it's exactly the same as a normal analysis video, it's just that I'm doing it live. So I'll have the guitar out, we'll run through a little bit of what Prince is doing, probably have a look at his vocal range as well, because that's something that was crazy. But yeah, we tend to break down all the normal stuff that we do in analysis videos just in a live setting, so hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow night for that as well. But that should be a good one to get stuck into. And we have David who has donated $5. Thank you for that, David. And the message is, Phil, have you ever met an online fan in real life? If so, describe the experience. So thank you for that, David. And I was on a TV show here in the UK. I can't even remember when it was. It's a long time ago now, probably just under 10 years, something like that. but it was a show called The X Factor. It was The X Factor, I had to think there, but it's a show where you go on there and contestants go on there, and it's supposed to be a singing competition, but my point was that it's not really a singing competition. If you just make a spectacle of yourself, regardless of how good you are at singing or playing, you will get through, and that is the point that I wanted to prove. And I did prove it, because I got on TV and I was featured, I think, 2 days in a row on TV. So it meant that for a very short period of time, I was very well known in the UK. And when I was walking around in town, people would come up to me and have their picture taken with me. I was also on national TV on another show, which was a show that I used to watch myself. So that was quite cool. It's like I don't know what you call it. It's like a comedy sketch show, but like a game show as well. And yeah, there was the night that I was on there was a guy called Jason Derulo, who I think is a US singer, and I'm not particularly up to speed with his stuff, but I was on the show with him and some other celebrities from the UK. So yeah, I was known for a little while, and even when I went down to Southampton, which was quite away from me in terms of distance to drive, it's probably, I don't know, maybe a couple of hours drive. When I got out of the car in the service station just to have a break and have, grab something to eat, I got recognised there as well. So it was a whole UK thing. It doesn't really matter where you are. I think just a lot of people, the whole of the UK, watched that show. So yeah, so in terms of meeting online fans, I guess those would be online fans or TV fans. With my own music, I don't think I've met anybody yet since, say, the last 4 or 5 years, because the X Factor thing was fine and it was just proving a point of something, and for that kind of thing you get fame that lasts for, I don't know, maybe a few months, but then you're forgotten about. And that's unfortunately the problem with the shows as well, is that even the person who wins, they get signed to a recording contract, usually for one album, if they're lucky, maybe just a single, and the record company, or should I say Simon Cowell, milks that person for their ability and talent, and also the amount of exposure that person's just got, and sells a lot of albums, a lot of singles, makes a lot of money, and then drops that artist because the next year there's another winner. So it means that they now spend money on making the album for the new winner, and that previous one, it's only a year, but they're forgotten about. So it is a bit of a shame. So it means that on these shows, I kind of made sure that I didn't go any further than the stage that I got to, because I didn't want to get any further, and I did make sure of it. They actually cut quite a lot of it out of the TV show when they edited it for TV, because I did smash up some stuff and made sure that I didn't get any further. So anyway, it's just something that, it's very short-lived, that amount of fame. And with the last 4 or 5 years, I'd say that I'm now a little bit more known for what I actually do. And it's good because some people from watching me on TV then went onto my YouTube channel and checked out what I did. And then they said, oh, wow, I didn't realize that you did this and you're not like you are on the TV. And a lot of them say, why didn't you perform one of your songs or perform it like you do normally, but on the X Factor? And that was the whole point, that I didn't want to try and put myself out there artistically for a TV show. I'd rather do it on my own terms. And the other bonus is that Simon Cowell has to pay me a royalty every time my audition is shown, because I own all the publishing rights to my music. So that's another thumbs up. Anyway, I'm going to be moving on now. And thank you, by the way, David, for that. And I did blabber on a bit about that answer, so apologies for that. And Mary has just donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Mary. The message is, because it makes me smile to see you smile. So thank you for that. And these live streams always make me smile, because it's great to have a little bit of real-time contact with you guys in the live chat room and the super chat window, and also to look at you rather than looking at me on the screen the whole time. We get to see you guys because of the pictures that you do upload. So thank you for that. And by the way, if you are new, introduce yourselves in that live chat room. Just say hello, because everybody was new at some point, and that's just how it works on these live streams. And if you do want to join the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, then you can head over there, because that's where everyone uploads their pictures that I then grab and get notified that they are there, and then we get those on the live streams as well. So thank you everyone who has joined that page previously as well, and for uploading all of your pictures. And let me just move on. Michael has donated $5. Thank you for that, Michael. And the message is, what is the music industry in London most short of? Guitar players, singers, or songwriters? And I don't know, I'd say probably all of those things. Guitar players, singers, and songwriters. It's something that, unfortunately, what you'd want in the music industry ideally is to have, like, or at least I would like to have it like the good old days, or back in the day, where you had an artist or a band who could sing, played instruments, and were great songwriters, so that you would have that all in one, rather than going to different people for everything. So you get a mix and match, and you never really get the identity of an artist or a band, because they're always taking songs from other people and never just writing their own stuff and getting their own identity. So it's something that I hope for more individual artists to do everything themselves. And I think the problem with the music industry is that it's so money driven, and it is an industry, which means that is the point, that they're trying to make money, that they will go to whoever they can find to write a song, and they'll go to whoever they can find to then write the lyrics for the song even, and then all of that gets put together. They'll go to a session guitarist to play the guitar, and then they'll get the guy who's actually in the band to sing into the microphone, but he hasn't really had any input into the whole album. And it just reminds me of listening to a particular artist here in the UK who is very well known and very famous across the whole of the UK, and it was on one of his reality TV shows, and he said, and I quote, that now that he's heard his album, he's really excited to get in the recording studio and record it. So he was talking about, he's got a new album that's coming out, but he hasn't heard any of the songs, he hasn't heard any of the melody, any of the instrumentals, any of the songs, period, or full stop as we say here in the UK. He hasn't heard anything, but the album's done. So he's listened to his own album, and he's really excited. So that's how much is done for him, and then he just does the vocal over the top of the 12 or 14 tracks that have already been recorded. So it gives you an idea of the input that the artist sometimes has. It's literally a karaoke that they turn up into the studio and do a karaoke over these songs that have been written, and then it's released under the name of that artist. So yeah, in my world, I just love bands and artists to actually play their instruments, sing, write songs, write their own lyrics, and I think it's a lot better, because then you get the sense of the artist rather than just getting a mix of lots of different people, and it doesn't really connect with you on any level. But anyway, thank you for that, Michael. And Lucy has donated $9.99. Thank you for that, Lucy. The message is, howdy y'all. Today would have been Edward Ludwig Van Halen's 66th birthday, January 26th, 1955 to October 6th, 2020. Eddie, you are missed, but never will be forgotten, with some rock horns, a heart, and rock horns, heart, and peace. And I think that's always what Lucy puts at the end. I'm not sure if that's correct, because unfortunately now it's the same color as the emoticons with the yellow. But anyway, thank you for that, Lucy. And also, that is definitely something that we will be looking at later on, because of the requests over on Patreon. And I think it was Kevin who might have said straight away on there about Eddie Van Halen, and it would have been his birthday today, so we're going to be looking at my Eddie Van Halen tribute, so keep your eyes out for that one. And let me just scroll down a little bit, because Ken has donated $10. Thank you for that, Ken, and the message is, God bless everyone. So thank you for that, Ken, and I'm sure everybody wishes you the same, and we've got a lot of love in this live chat room and just in these whole live streams. Quick shout out to the moderators for doing such a great job as well and keeping everything on the rails in the live chat room, keeping it all under control. And you'll see them go through the live chat room. Their names are in blue with a wrench next to their names, and it is Neil, who I've seen in there somewhere, and he just goes through as I mention his name. Perfect timing. And we also have Carla and Laurie in there as well, so thank you guys for doing such a great job. Let me just get back into the super chat window because Linda Z has just donated $5. Thank you for that, Linda Z. The message is, hello Phil, working again today but am listening. I just can't chat with y'all. Enjoyed your chat with Buck Dharma and looking forward to more. So thank you for that, Linda Z, and the kind words about the chat that I had with Buck. And hopefully in the future I can do more things like that, maybe some interviews. I'll see what happens, and I'll try and explore as many avenues as possible. As I do mention, it is difficult for me to get everything done that I do on a daily basis with the channel and with the live analysis and the research and all of that kind of stuff and the emails and the comments, but then to get proactive and start sending out emails rather than answering emails, if I get enough time to do it, I'm going to try and explore some avenues to get some more people on the channel and just get some interesting chat going, but we will see what happens in the future. So thank you for that, Linda Z. And Motown Girl 22 has donated $10. Thank you for that. The message is, I'm donating $10 to the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation with each of yours. So thank you very much for that donation, and also for the donation to Juvenile Diabetes, and just thank you for that. You don't have to donate to me, you could just give Juvenile Diabetes $20. That's absolutely fine with me, but it's very kind of you to donate to the channel as well. Sue has donated $3. Thank you so much for that, Sue. And it's a straight up donation. And we have Piano Dean, who has donated $10 as well. Thank you for that, Piano Dean. And the message is, hello Phil, would you consider doing an analysis video of Brad Gillis and Jeff Watson doing Eddie's Coming Out Tonight from a live performance? There's such great lead guitar trade-off in that song. So thank you for that, Piano Dean, and I will add that to my list, and thank you for that request. So Orlando is just popped in the bottom of the super chat window. We'll get into this and then we'll get into the first video for tonight. So Orlando has donated $5 again. Thank you for that. The message is, if you want an example of a duo who got by on cosmetics alone until exposed, look no further than 1980s act Milli Vanilli. So thank you for that, Orlando. And this is something that Milli Vanilli was one of those names that got thrown around, and I haven't really even looked into it yet. I know that the problem I had was I did a video on Dimash, who is a singer, an amazing singer, and unfortunately the video that I was looking at was lip-synced, which is how he had to perform in Russia, I believe. And I did a waveform analysis just to tell everybody that it was lip-synced and it wasn't a real vocal. And when you do a waveform analysis on an audio file, it is something that you can't deny that it is just the same MP3 that has been played again, because a live version will never match up. It's impossible, and anybody that's in production or audio will know that that is the case. So I mentioned that. And then I got a lot of abuse from Dimash fans because unfortunately they thought it was live, but then when you say, look, I have got a lot of experience and a background in production, and I can definitely tell you that it isn't live what we're hearing, but I'm by no means taking anything away from the singer. I then followed up the video with an actual live performance so that we could have a listen to his vocal, but that video unfortunately just set everything off, and I got a lot of abuse from Dimash fans who didn't want to believe that it wasn't real. And this is where Milli Vanilli, the name, kept on coming up in the comment section. I didn't know what they were on about because I've never heard of Milli Vanilli before or seen anything to do with the particular, or whether it's a singer or an act. Like I said, I still haven't really looked into it, so I'm still a little bit none the wiser. But I think from obviously that video that it must be something where they were lip syncing and everyone thought that they were singing live. But anyway, yeah, so that's the only reason that I've heard that before. But thank you, Orlando, for that. And we are going to be jumping into the first video of the night. Where we are is at 25 minutes past midnight. There's a very long way of me trying to describe what the time was because I couldn't see what it was, but it is 26 minutes past midnight here, and we usually go on to around 10 to 1:15 in the morning, and we try to get up to 360 likes. That's what we're aiming for, and we're at 187 so far, so if you haven't hit that thumbs up, it would be much appreciated if you could, and we'll see if we can get to 200 at any time soon with a spike of the likes. But let's jump into the first video of the night, and this is requested over on Patreon, so thank you guys for this. And I think I went all the way to the bottom for this one, and it was Marilyn who requested Paris Nord, and also Mary, and this is going to be the live version of it. I think that was it right down at the bottom of the list there, so thank you for that. Oh, Lisa as well, just as I scroll up, and Beverly have requested this, so actually there's quite a lot of requests for this one, which is great. Thank you guys for that. It's going to be my acoustic version of Paris Nord. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you after. Rock! Hello, Phil here, obviously. This is going to be my acoustic version of one of my album tracks called Paris Nord, and I'm going to film another bit after this and edit it in so that I can sing the other part of the chorus with myself. If I had known, if I had known for just one moment you'd be gone. It's not okay, we want to know. Lost in your eyes, Paris night skies, both hypnotized. Find a way to find your way, spend the night with you in Paris Nord. It's so unfair, you left me there. You took the 9:35 from Paris Nord. In a heartbeat, you were gone, like ships in the night, love at first sight, holding you tight. Find a way to find your way, spend the night with you in Paris Nord. It's so unfair, you left me there. You took the 9:35 from Paris Nord. Left with just her aroma from our standstill adventure. Now I'm stuck in a world of regret, and it's 9:35. I'm not happy, but I feel alive. So much I wanted to say, but now it's too late. Find a way to find your way, spend the night with You took the 935. You took the 935 from Paris North. And there we have it. That was my song called Paris Nord. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. It's the acoustic version of it. Of course, you can pick up the album version over at wingsofpegasus.com/music. But you can head over there, get the album called Persistence, and those are the full album versions of the songs that you'll find on there. So let me get the super chat window back up on screen because we've had a little bit of action in there. Again, thank you guys for these donations. And Patty donated $3, so thank you for that. And the message is, what was your worst nightmare gig ever? This is probably difficult to answer because there's been so many. When you are in a band, and especially an unsigned band and performing original music, you just have to do everything yourself. So it is a real pain everywhere, and the venues can be just a pain in general. But I don't know, there's a mixture of gigs that I've done where, like I've mentioned before, I think I've probably been asked this question before, but where we had to set up in front of, we were just playing in a pub, and this was in Reading. I don't know, well, you guys probably don't know where that is, but it's a little bit outside London, and it's where Ricky Gervais, I think he's from Slough, or did everything in Slough. It's around that kind of area, and it's a little bit further out. It's quite a big place, Reading. Hopefully you've heard of it. But anyway, we were playing a gig there, and it was in a pub, and we set up, and we had to set up in front of the toilets. That's where bands set up. So it meant that halfway through your set, you could be rocking out, getting into a guitar solo, and then you'd have to move out the way for the guy that needs the toilet to go through where you're playing. So that was an interesting gig, but all of these kind of gigs are just commonplace for most bands. Everyone's done it. Let me think of another gig in London, and this was in Tottenham Court Road. That's where Adele is from. I don't know why I know that, but I do. But Tottenham Court Road, which is a place, I mean, it's going to be close to Camden, if you know Camden. I've also played in Camden and had a nightmare gig or two there as well. But in Tottenham Court Road, we played at a venue where I was pretty much abused verbally by the promoters that run the venue for not bringing down a lot of people. And I said to him, the reason people aren't here yet, because he's saying, well, I mean, we're on at like 7:30 and we're talking about 6 o'clock. And he says, why aren't anybody here, you know? And the problem is that he's a promoter. He hasn't promoted the event. That's why nobody's there. But he was having a go at me because I was Wings of Pegasus and I do everything and just keep hold of everything, try and keep it all going together and keep everything together at the same time. But he said, where are all of your fans? And I said, we're not from London. Everyone that's fans of the band, they're from just outside London. So they finish work at 5:30. So by the time they've got home and then got ready and then got out on the train, it's going to be about 7:30 before they get here. So he had a massive go at me, and it ended up that Wings of Pegasus on the door were the most popular band, and that's what everybody said. That's what everybody said, at least to the bouncers. They made a note of who are you here to see, and more people said Wings of Pegasus than any other band on the bill that night. So, and I was the only one that he had a go at. So that gives you an idea of promoters and how they're so money orientated that if they think that nobody's turning up to see this particular band, they just verbally abuse them. And I mean like proper abuse, like using very foul language. And yeah, and when people say to me, oh, do you miss going out and playing live? Actually, when you think about gigs like that, not at all. Because the amount of effort that you have to personally put in to get everybody to come and watch you, especially if they're not from the area, it's so much work. And that's not even putting into or taking into consideration the amount of time you spent loading up all of your gear and then traveling as a band to the venue, setting up all your gear, and the amount of work and just the manual labor of carrying your gigs, your equipment to the gigs. Because in London, you can't just park outside and load up. You have to park either in a car park, and I've had that before, where it's been myself and another band member in the lift of the car park, squeezing in with other people, holding a cabinet, which is just ridiculously heavy, and having to walk through Chinatown to get to the venue. So taking all of that into consideration, and then when you do finally get to the venue, you then get verbal abuse from the promoters. You end up being the most successful band on the night in terms of pulling people into the venue. They make money from you behind the bar, and you don't get paid. I don't particularly miss gigs like that. Unfortunately, I know that a lot of people will say, oh, it's all about getting out there and playing live. It is, when you can play at venues that are professional, and when you get to a certain level. Unfortunately, so many bands have to go around playing pubs and clubs, and it's just a nightmare experience. For me now, it's just a lot better to put the music out on the internet and just stay out of these places, because if anything, it demoralizes you and makes you feel like giving up. And I did reach that point of thinking, I've had it with music, I don't want to do this anymore. And I remember it, I was just sat in my car, and I knew that I had to get all of the gear from the venue, put it in the back of my car. It's like 2 a.m, you haven't been paid, you never got paid, and you just got a load of abuse from the venue and promoters, and you think, what is the point? And fortunately, I thought, right, well, I'm just going to take everything online and put all of my effort into just promoting it myself and doing it all myself, which I did. And that's probably about 7 years ago, something like that. So it's taken a little while, but I did get there in the end. So my advice is always never give up, and just put your effort into yourself and don't rely on other people, because that'll be probably a nightmare. But anyway, again, I'm blabbering on, but that was probably one of the worst gigs ever. But thank you, Patty, for that. Sue has donated $20. Thank you for that, Sue. It's a straight up donation. And Totoro Porco has donated $5. Thank you for that. And the message is, great interview with Buck. Did you mix and record your CD on a computer, or did you use an actual studio and mixing board? So when I started production and recording, I was 19 years of age. So it means that, wow, I'm going to have to try and do some maths here. I shouldn't have said that. So we're at 21 at the moment. So it would have been the early 2000s, 2002 or 2001, 2002 is when I was getting into production. And by then I had Cubase SX on Windows. So I was messing around with that. So the way that I learned to mix and produce was always with a digital audio workstation, or a DAW as it's referred to, DAW. And that's just the way that I started. So I didn't have any experience working with tape or working in an analog way. It was very much digital from when I started. So that's how I recorded, and that's how I did my album. As you can see in this studio, I just used this microphone to do everything on the album. Pretty much the drums were MIDI, so those went straight into the computer, but everything else was just me sticking this microphone either in front of my mouth or in front of my guitar cab, and just recorded it all from there. So yeah, just it is all done with this microphone. And then a little bit later on, a few years after I recorded the album, I then got another microphone, which is sometimes what I use to be able to hear the guitar and to talk at the same time on some analysis videos, and also on the live analysis videos. So the whole album was done with this mic, and yeah, I self-produced it, recorded it, played it, and sung it, and did it all in this very room. And it came out all right. I was quite happy with it. So yeah. This is the other thing, that you don't need a hell of a lot of equipment nowadays. You can just get your own mic, get your own computer, and Logic Pro 10 is what I use now, and just have a go at production. There's loads of YouTube videos as well that can help you with self-production and mixing, all that kind of stuff. And if you've got the time, then the world is your oyster. You can spend as much time as you want just honing your skills as a producer. But thank you so much for that. And we have another donation. Let me just scroll down a little bit. Jami Vicious has donated $5. Thank you for that. The message is, please review Yoyoka Soma, the young Japanese drummer. She, like you, is truly a rock star, and she plays classic grooves like none other. So thank you for that donation. And I think the problem that I have with analysing drummers is that I play a little bit of drums, but I by no means think that I can analyse anybody effectively on a drum kit, because it's not something I've been spending my whole life doing. I have been spending pretty much my whole life playing guitar, and I spent a lot of my life trying to learn how to sing. So vocals and guitar, I feel relatively comfortable because I have taught both those things in the past as well to students. So it means that I feel comfortable that I can notice things and point things out and maybe help people to improve. But with drums, because I am just somebody who covers the basics, whatever I need to learn to do, I then learn. Whereas with guitar, I've learned lots of different styles, lots of different ways of playing, so that I can teach it. So anybody that comes to me and says, right, I want to learn to play like that, then I can teach them how to do that. Whereas with drums, if somebody said, right, I want to learn to play like that, I'll say, well, all I've learned to do is to play the rhythm and the drums on the cover songs that I'm playing. So I'm not covering loads of techniques, I'm just covering lots of songs, literally learning songs rather than techniques, which is a totally different approach. And yeah, I'd also get the fact that people would say, why are you analysing drummers? You haven't done this guitarist that I've asked you to do yet, and now you're moving on to drummers and bassists as well. I just try and get through all of the guitarist requests first, but it is possible maybe at some point in the future. But for me, I think I definitely have to work on my drumming first to be able to point out things. I like to be able to educate as much as possible, and if I feel like I'm not in a position to do that, then I don't feel particularly comfortable, or maybe not experienced enough to be looking at what I'm looking at. I'd like to be able to point out a few things and just teach people things that they might not have known previously before seeing the video. But thank you so much for that donation. And Carl has donated $5. Thank you for that, Carl. And this is for the usual, the Cross of the Pond Fund pizza, or maybe that's Chinese. It kind of looks like it might be noodles. It is difficult to see, but thank you for that, Carl. Marge has donated $2. Thank you for that, Marge. Is a straight up donation. And Lisa has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Lisa. The message is, on the flip side, what gig made it all worth it? The best one ever? Question mark. So, I mean, trying to think about this, probably either playing at the Grand, which is a venue in London. It's at Clapham Junction, if you guys know where that is, but that's a really nice venue, and we played a record label showcase there, which was really cool. Also playing at the O2 in London, and that was also the sister venue Indigo 2, and a really nice venue as well. And that was all part of the competition that we were part of in the UK, the Unsigned Band competition. So we got to travel around, and that was quite well organised. So a lot of those gigs were quite good. We then did a mini UK tour, and that was good as well because it was professionally run. Those gigs were good fun. But thinking, you know, what made it all worth it, I don't think you ever get to a point where it's suddenly all worth it, that you think, oh yeah, putting in all of this effort is really worth it when you're going out and gigging. And you might have an occasional gig that is good, but 99% of them aren't very good and aren't particularly enjoyable experiences. But I'd say that the best part is now, because now it makes it worth it when you have people that you can talk to and when people are supporting what you're doing, because it makes all the difference. If I was going out and gigging and I was seeing people that were turning up, you know, day in, day out, or week in, week out, and you had a community that you were playing to, then that is what it's all about, and that makes it worth it. But nobody goes out to watch live music nowadays, unfortunately. So even when we were playing in Leicester Square, for example, and everyone would say, oh wow, you played in Leicester Square on a Friday night, I'd say yes, we did. But nobody turned up to watch the unsigned bands because nobody's watching unsigned music in Leicester Square. They're all going to the cinema or they're all going to the theatre. They're not watching unsigned bands. So even though it sounds very impressive, we were just playing to maybe 2 or 3 people on a Friday night in Leicester Square, and that is the reality of it. Nobody's watching unsigned original bands, and it is a shame, but I think it's because the standard is not very good. And we experience this when we'll be playing and we'll be headlining and the previous bands will empty the venue. There might be 20 or 30 people there, and then they're doing their own version of death metal or something, and they're not very good, and it's just too loud, and everybody thinks, oh, well, if this is unsigned music, I'm not interested. So they empty the venue. You then end up playing to nobody. And again, you've wasted your evening. So I think it would be a lot better just to get out on the internet and just stream a gig. Or if you're in a band and you're thinking about going out and gigging, I would recommend build up a following online, because then you can gig on your own terms as well. And people might even give you a little tip. They might just give you a little donation, and that is more than you're ever going to make going out on the road as an original band. And it's just the way of it, unfortunately. So yeah, the ones that made it the best ever, I'd say the best venues ever were the ones that I mentioned, but the thing that makes it all worth it is now having put in all of the effort to eventually find a way that you can reach people and you can communicate and have this two-way street of just spending live streams with people that are like-minded and enjoy the channel or whatever you do on the channel. So a massive thank you to everybody for making this the best time ever, and it literally gets better and better with more people that join in. So a huge thank you to you all. So thank you, Lisa, as well for that. And Andy has donated $10. Thank you for that. The message is Hannah Wickland and the Stepping Stones. So thank you for that donation and also that message and request to check out. I'm assuming that is what that is. So thank you for that, Andy. We are going to be jumping into the video for tonight, and this is going to be the one that I mentioned earlier, the Eddie Van Halen tribute, and considering that it would have been his birthday, so it's something that I hope you guys enjoy. I have played it a few times on the live streams previously, considering the recent passing of Eddie, but I hope you guys enjoy it again, and I don't need many excuses to start getting a little bit of Eddie Van Halen on the channel, and this is my tribute. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys after. Rock. And there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. A little bit of a tribute to Eddie Van Halen. And thank you guys for requesting that not only tonight on the live stream, live, but also over on Patreon as well. So we are going to be moving on with the live stream. We've just gone past 10 to 1 in the morning here in the UK. So we have a few pictures that we're going to be getting through, as well as the pick roulette for tonight. I haven't even mentioned it, but that is happening a little bit later on. So we're going to have another winner tonight, a lucky winner of the signed pick. So just jumping into the super chat window again, we have Karen who has donated $5. Thank you for that, Karen. The message is, "Hi Phil, I just drove home from work through a wintry mix to come to where I'm musically educated and reminded you make it happen." Thanks, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen. And talking about winter and having to drive through a wintry mix, here in the UK, 2 days ago we had snow. So I think I have been mentioning recently that it is cold in here, but it gives you an idea of how cold, that it's been minus temperatures. And yeah, we did have some snow. I think it has thawed out now. It seems to be pretty much gone, because we've gone, I think, about 3 or 4 degrees above freezing. So it's all good from now on. Hopefully things will start to warm up, and hopefully we can all start to go outside as well, but that's all due to government guidelines, all that kind of stuff. But thank you, Karen, for that. Laurie has donated $2. Thank you for that, Laurie. The message is, your best gig is yet to come in the USA for us. So thank you for that, and I'm sure that is the case. And this is the great thing, that even though I'm just on the internet and in the UK, you can start to message and have contact with other musicians in different countries. And I know that Michael Palmisano is over in the USA. Also Daniel Donato, a country artist, Cosmic Country, he plays. And I know that we've had Frank Marino on the channel, and he did mention about playing together at some point. So that would be great to have a gig with Frank. And yeah, and maybe Buck wants to get involved as well. You never know. This is it, that maybe we could put on a proper big show. That would be amazing over in the USA at some point. I don't know where the venue would be. It would obviously have to be somewhere in between all of us, so that we could just all join up for a mega gig. But that would be really cool. And, you know, never say never. It's something that could potentially happen in the future. But this is the great thing, that we are, well, like-minded musicians, but also building bridges. And also there are so many other people that I have spoken to that I have done analysis videos on, that I'm sure there's a bridge that's been built there that we could maybe sort something out. But we will see. As I say never. But thank you, Laurie, for that donation. Let's jump into having a look at some pictures from you guys. We do have a few to have a look at, and then we're going to be jumping into the pick roulette for tonight. Where are we with the likes? 262. So we have got quite a way to go. We're looking for 98 more people to jump into the live chat room. I don't think we're going to be making it tonight. Like I said, Tuesday's always a little bit more difficult because it is just a Tuesday and everybody is working. But we'll see where we end up. 262 is still pretty good. Maybe we can try and aim for 300 by the end of the live stream. We've probably got about 20 minutes, something like that, left. So without further ado, let's jump into getting some of you guys up on screen. And let's get the background. As you guys know, I have to go to a different place in order to get some of these pictures. So we're going to be starting with Sue, hopefully, up on screen. And there is Sue with her Wings of Pegasus mug. And thank you, Sue, for uploading this. If you want to get your hands on a Wings of Pegasus mug, it's going to be in the tray underneath this video. But also head over to teespring.com, type in Wings of Pegasus. You'll find all of the merchandise there, as well as some merchandise at wingsofpegasus.com. And that is the merchandise that Carla has made, and you get necklaces there. Also just Wings of Pegasus picks if you do play guitar, and there is a lot there. So thank you everybody for purchasing the pick tins as well. That's something that Carla has been offering recently, and if you're looking to get your hands on anything, then you can just put a message on Facebook and Carla will see that, or you can message Carla directly. But thank you for uploading this picture, Sue, and let me move on because Maiden Fan 18A has uploaded this, not only the signed album we can see there, the Spike the Likes mug, but also there is, it might be hard to spot, but there is the Wings of Pegasus signed pick on the album. So congratulations to Maiden Fan 18A for winning the pick roulette, and there you can see it. So she's really got a unique collection there, because the only way that you can get that particular pick is by entering the pick roulette and winning. So you do have to be very lucky indeed. And finally, we're going to be taking a look at myself, but also, if you keep a look out in the background, this is something that Vince has put together and something that he mentioned to me on Facebook. And I'm just going to get rid of that likes so that you can see it a little bit more clearly, because I don't really have a clue what this is all about. But there's this meme or this meme, I don't even know how to say it, that I've just seen it on the internet, that you've got Bernie Sanders, I think his name is, there's just been in lots of pictures. And I've been seeing so many of these on Instagram and Twitter and just all over the place. And now Vince has put one together for me. So thank you for doing this, Vince. And you might be able to see Vince has put himself in the background as well. And this is, I was just about to say, this is like we have here in the UK, a book called Where's Wally? But I think in the USA it's called Where's Waldo or something like that. Because maybe like here, Wally is a name, but sometimes I think people call each other a Wally in order to call them not very clever or something like that. So this is, I mean, it's not difficult to spot where Vince is, but have a little look out for that. And there we have in the background, we've got Vince and Bernie. So thank you, Vince, for sticking that together. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if I can upload this to my Instagram account, because everyone else has been doing it, so I might just follow suit. It might be difficult because of the dimensions of the picture, because I think a lot of Instagram pictures are more vertical, like a phone. But if I can do it, I will. So look out for that on the Wings of Pegasus Instagram account. I don't use it hardly at all, as I'm sure you guys can notice. I think the last time I uploaded there is when I went past 100,000 subscribers. So yeah, it's not something I upload to regularly, but it is something that I will try to upload that to. It might not be the correct dimensions, but hopefully it will be workable. So look out for that. I'll do that tonight. I'll upload that, and then you can give it lots of likes or hearts or whatever happens on Instagram, and yeah, that'll be a good bit of fun. So we're going to be moving on to the whole pick roulette thing that we have going on now. Massive thank you to Carla for organising this all, and let's jump into it. Hopefully it's all going to work. I always think that I've forgotten something on the live streams, so hopefully this isn't something that I've forgotten, but let's jump into it and just see what happens. Rock! So let's see if it appears. Here we go. We are ready to rock and roll. So you can see all the names on the wheel there. In order to get your name on the pick roulette wheel, it means that you've typed I agree. That's how you do it, and you can only do that while you can see the live chat room up on screen. So now is not a good time to do it. So we also have to hit the pick roulette likes target, and the likes goal for tonight I think is 365. We might not make it because we still have a long way to go on our likeometer for tonight. Let me actually get that on screen. Is it there? There we go. 275 is where we are at. So we are doing pretty well. If you haven't used that thumbs up, if you could, it would be much appreciated. It really does help this live stream to get out there and for the channel to grow as a whole. So let's jump into the pick roulette. we're going to be shuffling the names 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to give it a spin and we're going to see who's going to win. So, here we go. Let me see if I can pick out a name. It's going too fast. I always want to try and pick out a name to see if it lands on the... I'm going to go for Lucy. Let's see if Lucy gets all the way around or not. Oh, I don't think we're quite going to get that far. Let's have a look. Rick's going through, Diane, Corey, and Vince. Is it going to get as far as Vince? If it gets as far as Billy, that means that she would have won twice. I think this is going to end on Vince. There we go. What are the chances? But this is the point. Those are the chances that anybody can win. And it just so happens that we were looking at Vince literally a few seconds ago. And Vince is now the proud owner of a Wings of Pegasus signed pick. So congratulations to Vince. And it is about time, I think, that Vince got himself a guitar pick. So well done to Vince, but also thanks, Vince, for linking me to all the pictures, all the stuff that you do on Facebook, and also for being on the wheel so often and being such a regular viewer, and also for hosting the after party over on Facebook at the Wings of Pegasus supporters group, which all of you guys can join if you want to, if you haven't done that yet. So congratulations, Vince, and commiserations to everybody else. But thank you for entering the Wings of Pegasus pick roulette for this Tuesday night. And we are going to be having another one on Saturday, and if we hit the target we'll have another one on Tuesday. That's how it works, but it might be the case that we don't make it. We will see. Never say never, as I said earlier. So we are going to be moving on to the final video for tonight, and we're just at 1:05 here in the morning, so we are going to really be looking for a serious spike. We almost need about 50 more people to suddenly turn up in the live chat room, maybe 50 or even 60. Let's do some quick maths. It'll actually be 76 if my maths is correct, or 74 now, I think. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of people that we need to jump in. So it looks like we're going to be relying on the catch-up crew to hit that thumbs up, because regardless of whether we hit it during the live stream, obviously in the live stream it means that we then get a pick roulette, which is amazing and fun to do in these live streams. But if we don't hit that target, that means then the catch-up crew hit the thumbs up, and it still really helps the live streams to get out there and the channel to grow as a whole. So if you are part of that catch-up crew, thank you so much for watching this after I've gone live, because it really does help. You won't believe how much hitting the thumbs up helps with the channel. So it is massively appreciated. We are going to be jumping into the final video of the night, and again, let's have a little look over on Patreon to see what was going on with the requests over there. And let me have a little scroll down, because I saw a request here for Unwanted Stranger, and this was Nancy that requested this, because Nancy said, got first dose of COVID vaccine today with, I think, fingers crossed or peace, and Unwanted Stranger was what Nancy requested, and I think maybe that was pointed in the direction of the COVID. And then see if we're just playing a waiting game at the moment. Hopefully it's going to come back on screen, and I do not know if it has or not. I'm just literally waiting to see if I'm now moving. It looks like I've started moving again. So I'm going to take that as it's okay, and thank you for responding to my typed messages, because that was really weird. It just started loading for a very long time, but it was still live, and it still said that I was connected, and it also said that, well, I could comment on it, so the stream was still live. Really weird. I don't know what's happening, but probably it was destined, because we were so far away from that likes target. We might still have the likes as it was. It looks like it's still saying 300 303. So we've got the original tally. It hasn't restarted the live stream. The live stream is still going and it is back to live, but maybe it's now not live. I do not know. Hopefully you guys can see this. If you can, let me know. Just give me a thumbs up or let me know. And Wild Bill says, hi Phil, very late start here. So I don't know whether it's now put it out as another live stream, but I have been live since 12 midnight, but it just disconnected. It didn't disconnect actually. It just loaded for ages and then it started again. So it looks like maybe we are okay. Leanne says, no, you're good. So it seems like we're live. Valerie says that we're live. So you can still see me, which is great. And thanks for letting me know. I'm going to play this video of Unwanted Stranger and hopefully it's going to work. It might drop out again, in which case you might just have to just call it a day on this live stream. But let's see, we really are in a race against not only time but also the gremlins to see if we get lots of thumbs up whether we can reach 360. I do not know. I'm going to jump into this final video. I'll keep everything on screen to hope that it keeps on working, and I'll see you guys after this and then we'll wrap it up if we are still live. But I'll catch you guys after. Rock.
Told me something about you that I didn't want to know. Look me right in the eye and then you placed your head on my shoulder. This position that you put me in, you're on a mission to take my world from around me. Wide awake, I worry my brain. Turn over, turn over, turn over. Anticipating, come on, make up your mind. Night of passion became a nightmare. When the flood arrived, I realized what a fool I've been. You don't even know me, so how could you love me? Let alone care for this unwanted stranger. Forget about the life that I dreamed of. Turn over, turn over, turn over. Waiting, anticipating. Girl, come on, make up your mind. Repercussions and consequences. Should've known better. Wish I never met her. True to the letter, I'll never forget her. Waiting, anticipating. Girl, come on, make up your mind.
And there we have it. There's my song called Unwanted Stranger. And again, you can pick that up over at wingsofpegasus.com/music. And you can get every track there individually if you just want to pick and choose or pick and mix. So, thank you everyone for joining me tonight. And I'm just going to be getting into the super chat window because I think we are still live and all okay. So I want to make sure that I do address these donations. And Cara has donated $9.99. Thank you for that. And the message is, please go buy a little space heater. So thank you for that. And I do have one by my feet. I also have a big heater that's off to the side, and they do make quite a lot of noise. I think if I got a bigger heater by my feet, then it would make too much noise and you'd hear it across the microphone. But I just about keep warm enough. It's not too bad. Like I said, it's above freezing today, so it's not too bad. With these heaters, they're just about doing the job, which is good. And of course, I am dressed for the weather as well. So thank you for that. Cara and Paul has donated $5. Thank you for that, Paul. The message is, I have turned up. Spike the likes, baby. So thank you for that, Paul. And a great idea to spike the likes. We are at 314. So thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up. And we did have an interruption, so I think we lost quite a few people while I was loading because of that disconnect, unfortunately. But it's going to be a case for the catch-up crew. We are relying on you guys to get us up to that target of 360, and we will see if we can get there. Orlando has donated $2 as well. Thank you for that, Orlando. The message is, we need more likes. Spike the likes with lots of thumbs up. So, I don't think we're going to have time, unfortunately, to get any more thumbs up, or maybe a few in before the end of the live stream. This is going to be one of those that we are throwing over to the catch-up crew. And thank you guys for watching this live, but also you guys who are watching this after the fact and catching up with it. It really does help for this video to get out there, the live streams to get out there, because there are a lot of analysis videos, also the live analysis videos, and I do those on Wednesday nights if you haven't seen one of those before. So tune in the same time tomorrow night, that's 12 midnight, that's 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time, to catch a live analysis, exactly the same as the normal analysis videos, but live. And we'll be doing that tomorrow. So thank you everyone for joining me tonight. Try and stay as safe as possible wherever you are. Follow your government's guidelines, and hopefully things will improve on the whole, and we will have to see. But we will be live again on Saturday night, and also live again next Tuesday. And we're going to have another pick roulette on Saturday, so make sure you tune in to see who wins the pick then. Congratulations to Vince on winning it tonight, and try and stay as safe as possible. Thank you for tuning in and all of your support on the channel and over on Patreon. You guys at the bottom of the screen and in the super chat window, you know who you are. They do pop up in both places. So thank you for really being the foundation of this channel. And a big shout out to the moderators as well, just before we finish, because they do such a fantastic job. We have Carla and Laurie and Neil in there tonight doing all of that work, keeping everything nice and organized and keeping us on track to have a great time. But just thank you everyone for being such a great community on these live streams as well, and allowing me to look at some of you guys by uploading those pictures to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, and you can all join in over there if you want to. So thank you everyone for joining me tonight. I'll see you guys at the next one. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow night for the live analysis. If I don't see you then, I'm doing another analysis on Friday night, and I'll be live streaming again on Saturday night. So I'll see you hopefully at one of those said nights. But stay safe, have a great night, day, morning, whatever it is where you are, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock.